In Parashat Shelach, the focal point is the Meraglim, the story of the spies, and the obvious question that everyone has is it really bad to send the Meraglim, or is it good? Hashem says, Shlach lecha anashim. Then in Dvarim, when Moshe Rabbeinu recounts the story of the Meraglim, we see that this was initiated by Klal Yisrael. Like kulchem, you all came to me, Moshe Rabbeinu says, Nishlacha anashim lefanenu. And however you slice that, when you get to Sefer Yehoshua, it becomes very difficult, because Yehoshua, when entering Eretz Yisrael, trying to conquer the land, he does exactly the same thing. He sends Meraglim. So if this was a flop, if this was a gross mistake, certainly you would not expect the same mistake to be repeated again. You know, you fool me once is your problem. If you fool me twice, it's my problem. Why would he do the same mistake again if sending Meraglim is a bad thing? And Ramban very wisely differentiates between two elements in a person's life and mindset, which is as relevant to us as it was back in the time of the Meraglim. Says the Ramban, the concept of sending Meraglim is not a bad thing. You want to go to Eretz Yisrael, you want to know how to go about it, especially because this was not supposed to be the open, miraculous way. The system that they had in the Midbar of open miracles was coming to an end. Now they had to actually live as a normal nation in a normal land, even though with hidden miracles. Of course it was there in the conquest of Eretz Yisrael, but they were expected to do what a normal nation would be expected to do. But that's only the how. Moshe Rabbeinu sent them to understand how we're going to plan to conquer Eretz Yisrael. The Meraglim, their mistake was, they went with the question of if it's even a plausible position to go to fight, and they see the Anakim, they see the Amalek, they say it's not even something that we could do. For Moshe Rabbeinu, it wasn't even a question of if, it was a question of how. That's a different, completely different perspective in life. When a person goes into life knowing what is given, knowing what is my purpose in life. And the question only is, how do I get there? What do I want to have when I'm 75 years old and look back at life? How do I want to see my life in 20 years, my family, my children, the chinuch of my family, my own accomplishments? How do I envision my life? What is the correct thing? And then the question is, how do I get there? And then you have people who are living with if, constantly in a state of confusion. And that is a very dangerous state to be in, because it could be swayed easily by this inspiration, by that inspiration, by this culture, by that comment. And that's exactly what happened to the Meraglim. They went with not question of how, they went with the mindset of if. Whereas in the time of Yehoshua, everyone was convinced that we're going to do this. The question was how. And that is a positive thing, says the Ramban, something very relevant even to our lives today, of what are the ifs and what are the hows of every person's life to think about, to determine as we go through our lives and succeed in our goals and accomplishing them.